Hi, my name is Chance Oliver. I'm a board op here at NRG and I've been here for around a year. I have a proposed idea that would expand the revenue of NRG Media as well as expand the brand of our sports station 1620 The Zone. So what I want to talk about is just the struggle of radio, how we can benefit by making our shows into podcasts, how our clients will benefit, uh, how we can pave a way for the future, and how we can implement this idea. So the continued struggles of legacy medias like television, like radio, has been a decades-long affair. Radio's decline has been attributed to the ease of portable and car-based music. 8 tracks led to cassettes, led to CDs, led to MP3s, and then led to streaming. All of this takes away and adds more competition for radio. Automation has killed jobs in the industry. You don't need a person to babysit a studio all night. A computer can do it for you. There's also consolidation within the industry. Uh, iHeartMedia springs to mind with a nationwide collection of stations that they have. And also scheduled versus streamed. You can stream anytime you want. To catch your favorite radio show requires you to be around a radio dial at a certain time. So how our product will benefit from podcast and how we can benefit a podcast itself. So podcasts have lots of qualities that help. First and foremost, they help with radio's scheduling and distance problem. Not every listener can be around a radio 12 hours a day to listen to every single minute of our shows. A podcast will allow our content to be played at any time, and it allows it to be played anywhere far past the range of our tower that limits us to the Omaha area. And speaking of the signals, the quality of an AM signal degrades audio significantly. An AM signal causes our crisp audio to become a little fuzzy and a little grainy. Podcasts allow the audio to be heard as it was recorded with our fancy mics in the studio. And the big one, the huge one, is monetization. People who have made the switch to podcasts from radio often cite that radio just has too many ads, and that's the reason they stop listening. A podcast of the same shows on 1620 The Zone could cut down on ads significantly. Popular podcasts are frequently dotted with reads and sponsorships, so it wouldn't be that big of a betrayal to the audience if we added a sponsorship to the podcast they already get right now on SoundCloud. This can be capitalized on because a single advertiser for podcasts would bring an additional source of revenue. So I've converted down some numbers from the downloads of SoundCloud. These are from the first segment of a Monday for 14-week periods. This is the first Monday segment during the summer for Severe and Benning, and this is the first segment during the fall for Severe and Benning. And you can see that in the summer, it doesn't go up nearly as high. The summer, the only full-time sport is baseball. You can see a peak right here where the NBA finals wrap up, and a peak right here where media days for college football start. And even in the doldrums of summer, you still have 1,400 plays on the first segment, which is pretty good. However, when you turn it into, overdrive, you have the fall sports season where you get Nebraska football, the NFL, the start of NHL, NBA, and college basketball, as well as the World Series. You have 4,500 plays and a decline as Nebraska did last season. But the lowest numbers, these points right here and here, were only due to the teams having bye weeks. So ignoring these two data points, it never dipped below around 3,200. So how can we thrive through podcast? We can spread the audience of 1620 The Zone. It can go beyond the listening area through social media and word of mouth. The Zone has the resources to make a successful podcasted version of themselves. They have the talent, they have established audiences, a production department, and a sales team. And the uploads will have a steady flow with around 3 dozen daily. The benefits for our clients include the advertisement on the upload segment will be there for the entire life of the file. Unless we delete it, it's not going anywhere. An advertiser can use the podcast as the only way to get a discount by a keyword for their business. It can drive people from our broadcast to the podcast. It can also be used for targeted ads. For example, a sports bar may only want to run an ad during football season. Or similarly with how radio ads act now with like graduation season and wedding season, it's as malleable as anything we've ever done. Future, there's also potential to grow into something more with the other stations in the cluster. You have 101.9 The Keg, Sweet 98.5, as well as Power 106.9. They can turn into an independent podcast of any radio show that can attract even more customers. So implementation, it's easy and it's not. So uploading the podcast is something the producers already do. They just download the file, put it on SoundCloud. This system would add more responsibility to the producers unless we changed it. We need a system of who adds advertisements to the show segments. That way, the producer can not lose their head in case it's a really busy sports day or something goes wrong with the station. Additionally, we don't want to disappoint clients who are now paying for these podcasts. Additionally, we'll need paperwork for the contracts to be drafted and a list of potential clients who might be interested in this. That is what I have. Love to hear your thoughts and hope you have a great day.